Sound clash has its origin in the Caribbean island of Jamaica. It began during the early 60s with political disputes between the two major parties, PNP, People's National Party, and the JLP, Jamaican Labour Party, dominated the island's political landscape. Both parties had supporters and loyalty from every walk of life in Jamaica. During election campaigns, the political differences reach a fever point, not only for the political rivals, but for communities known as parishes. Depending where you live would determine which political party you followed. Within these parishes were sound systems. These sound systems were not immune to political differences. Instead of addressing their grievances in the streets of Jamaica, they handled it in dancehall with an art they call sound clash.
The sound clash now. You can see the sound them. It never starts as a clash, you know. It starts as a sound alongside the next sound. Yeah. Two big sound are playing a one big land. Yeah. But before that ain't my time, but before them time when we know it was sound I play alongside sound. So during them time they now come up forward. Sound I play alongside sound with all the DJ them in the 80s and thing and until it start become like a clash now. In the 80s where a sound really want to kill a sound now. The man say, well the sound yeah, do the thing. Yeah. And the DJ they now actually start build lyrics now against each other and the song in favor of song.
The mother used to rest up on the house, and the father used to drive and take a discuss. Me first give me mother and it makes precious. This was one the kids say in the bus, cause I found it as a family. I tell them it's a name, it's a no dangerous. Tell it's a name, it's a no dangerous.
In the 80s, Super Cat and the man become known for that because that's how Super Cat even go on Jara song. But in the clash them, I saw it all them time there. After that now, it come up to Ninja Man them and then now the sound them now. And a DJ them on sound can come and in that stone of area they with Shabba and Ninja. And the stone of era them way and a DJ pan sound again a dub plate now pan sound and the way have an artist a come through. So the sound them now start, it become a different thing. It become the disc jockey now where I play the music start talk the most. Them time it was the DJ where I chant on the version used to talk them kind of, you know.
Okay, where you come from, respect is true. See, now you're in tune to Stone Love, and this happens to be the #1 lovers rock in Jamaica. See, tune body you call Thriller You, and I want you to listen to this tune carefully.
But them time now it switch in the 80s now in them time there. 87 where the disc jockey where I play the music and them start talk like, you know, from Rory them time.
Because me know a young youth and Silver a boss and say Silver owner now, Steely and Clevia producer. You understand? So yeah. them man make special rhythm and get artists for voice, proper dub and
before that, you know, like remember, you know, like me tell you, when it comes to art and time, you know, it was Stone Love, Gemini, Inner City,
Exodus 4x4.
Yeah, Exodus.
Bodyguard.
Bodyguard, I never remember, man. Yeah, we got Jara, Bodyguard, Silver, Gemini, all of them clash. Liz,
same because
Liz Limited, 4x4, Exodus.
Some class, you know.
Yeah, man.
Same. You have all up in a stadium, you see that. He went in a sound with the big sound, but ring the alarm and them thing there.
I know so proud, what I know the chief. Hey! I know so when me come, me get it. Hey! Ring me alarm, and all the sound is dying. Oh! Hey! Ring me alarm, big jump on sound.
Any man that doesn't know his history doesn't know himself, as stated by the late African-American leader Malcolm X. What is the vision? What steps were taken? What was the experience like? What led you up to this moment? Banton talks about his history and what it was like growing up in Jamaica with musical influences.
Raw Deal sound, King Raw Deal, yes, in Baltimore. And when we grew up in Jamaica, Galtigo Bay, St. James. I was a DJ now, for a dance and DJ. It was my dream to build a sound. Come to America 1983, 23rd of March. After 5 years, we just build my sound, you know, King Raw Deal. So when we build the sound, you know, there was no big sound in Baltimore when we build the sound. We have sound, Bobby High Power and them sound there. You know, so we take it on a different level, you know, inviting Bodyguard, Jaro, you know, sound like them there in Baltimore, you know. Tyson Dart from Miami and them sound there, you know what I say? So we take it on a level there, bring in whole heap of artists to Clementine, Papa Biggie, Nigga Mikey and them artists there, you know. Plus me and Biggs, them manager, good friend until today, you know. So I saw me take it on a level there, where never in a Baltimore and me bring it come here, you know. Remember all on Sunday we string up the sound in a Judale Park and jerk chicken and them thing there. So that's how me build my relationship in a Baltimore, you know.
As many Jamaicans migrated to foreign, aka America, the sound system culture followed them and was embraced by the upcoming generation of young selectors in New York. Beware the War Angel explains.
Well, Revolution is originally from Brooklyn, New York. That's where the sound was started. We were born there, we were raised there, and growing up in Brooklyn, we grew up in Bed-Stuy, which is really at that time it's like the cultural community or the cultural neighborhood, if you will, of Brooklyn at that time. And so we grew up in a community where everyone was African-centered. The consciousness of that time was African-centered, and so everything that we did was geared around the fact that we were African people. We celebrated that fact. We were true and proud to our culture as being African people, although we was in America. So we grew up with, with the teachings and the studies of Malcolm X and the Nation of Islam and the 5% Nation. That was very prominent in our upbringing. So having a Jamaican stepfather was interesting because he was heavily involved with the dancehall community. Him and a couple of his brethren owned a venue, would you say, and there were a lot of events kept in that venue. So as little kids growing up, we used to always sneak in and sneak downstairs so we can see what was going on. We want to know where I go and see them where. You used to see whole heap of dreads and whole heap of women, and the dread them have them big chain, and the women them they're sitting on they're on them on them arm, and a dreader walking with big gold chains, and he got 3, 4, 5 women on his arms, and the selectors in the back, the operators mixing, and DJs are singing and chanting, and it's like, oh yeah, we want to be a part of that. That's what we want to do.
The DC versus Baltimore rivalry is playing a major role in the sound clash on November.
All right, the rivalry between Baltimore and DC. It's something ongoing, and I have conversation with people all the time. The bigger sounds, the sounds with the deeper dub box, and DC stand up for DC sounds, and Baltimore is gonna stand up for Baltimore sounds. So you probably see everybody in the party, but it's gonna be a big separation. But the people them is for Raw Deal, and these people is for Revolution. So it's gonna be crazy because the blow-ons and everything, the DC crowd is gonna try to overpower and scream and make more noise. For Revolution, vice versa, Raw Deal and Baltimore.
On November 3rd, these two musical competitors will settle the argument of who runs the DMV. Is it Revolution Sound from DC? Is it King Raw Deal Sound from Baltimore?
Them know the monks no foundation youth, we tell them say youth no go and bounce them thing up. And that's the difference right now.
Is it Revolution Sound?
Raw shit?
Yeah, it's raw shit. So give so
You want me to be like, yo, my nigga, we shouldn't be warning them niggas because they all fucking fake ass songs and shit like that, you know what I mean?
One thing for sure.
You know some my sound that raw deal. But if Revolution I kill him, me nah walk with no blood loser. I'ma tell him straight. Guys, if Revolution I kill him, roots so unless I say Revolution.
We will all find out Saturday, November 3rd.
Take your speech, Revolution.
Club radio to the world. Revolution, time up your pollution, you kill you with them, man.
Blood clot, you.
Ring the alarm, another sound is dying. Whoa, hey, ring the alarm, another sound is dying. Whoa.